like to welcome everyone, and I did not notice, but if anybody's parked in the driveway that's across the street, please remove your vehicle for safety reasons. Call this meeting to order, September 27th, 2022. Pledge of Allegiance first. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First of all, Council, I would like to add, to unfinished business, wastewater treatment plant, security system. Any objections? All right. With the agenda, approval of September 13, 2022, regular meeting minutes. Council?
I make a motion that we accept the September 13th, 2022 council meeting minutes.
I second the motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve September 13, 2022 council meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. All right, newly added, unfinished business. Wastewater treatment plant, security system, Gigamedics. Council, you have the new estimate, new quote. Last meeting, it was requested that you wanted to have not self-monitoring, but more in-depth monitoring. Moon Security, who we are already with, has quoted from last meeting the $5,774.45, and that's to replace the whole system because it is not working currently. Okay. Monitoring is a separate monthly charge of $69.01. So that's $828.12 per year. That's with Moon Security. And I'm repeating, we are under an annual contract with Moon Security, and the automatic rollover for that contract is in November. Just to refresh your memory there. The new estimate with Gigamedics, monitoring included, is what you have in your packets, $3,995.27. And if you remember that the last meeting with the self-monitoring was $3,477.00. So he gave you 24/7 surveillance monitoring with a guaranteed same-day response time, and includes notification to 911 and emergency response if needed. And you would be billed annually for this charge at $39.99 per month. Okay. So, discussion, questions?
Do we need new security? what's that actually?
Moon Security was started, or did the, security from the get-go, when the plant was brand new.
I seem to remember that. It was in the attempt to break in down there, and that's when they brought the moving security
I believe so. They climbed the fence.
in. Do we really need it?
I think with the way things are nowadays, we do.
You think so?
Well, we already have pumping shit stolen from another one. So I think we could use- Just my opinion, I don't speak for everybody, but I think security is something that's needed.
I agree with him.
To hopefully avoid another issue down the road.
Could be.
And this Gigamatic seems to provide everything that Moon Security is gonna provide or was providing, since they're not even working for us anymore, to be a little cheaper and everything, so I make a motion that we go with them.
I'll second it.
Because it's obviously something we need to decide soon, because we're out of contract, in a month, basically.
In November, yes.
As
Yes.
Did you even look at Simply Safe and compare it?
The other security companies, I've contacted, may submit quotes later if you want to wait. ADT Security, Interwest Communications out of Moses Lake, Wenatchee, Guardians Services. So I can get your the
That's
number.
my question, because
I can get the number from you later.
it's just Simply Safe, SIMPLI safe.com. And you can go look at it, it's only a few $100 for the equipment, you put it in yourself, it only takes an hour, and it's $26 a month. I've used them for
Right.
years, and
The only other option is, I guess either way, we're gonna have to make sure we have internet wherever we have that.
you have internet down there. And for the, less than half of the price, it's,
Yeah.
I've used all the big
I'm
ones.
open to more estimates, and
It's-
we need to get the ball rolling on this, is all I'm saying.
But you,
There's a motion
we have some more questions.
By law, isn't it that any town is supposed to take and get 3 bids for any work?
Only if it's under a certain dollar amount. If it's over, sorry, I reversed that. If it's over a certain dollar amount, then you've got to go with three.
Well, I think this would be one case to get 3 different bids and then compare it and take the one that the council votes on.
There is a motion on the table right now, so, we can,
It's okay with me.
There's no question.
oh, sorry.
question, does that include a audible alarm to help maybe scare these thieves off?
That wasn't asked for. I do not believe that says, no. I think it's more motion, it gets reported, it gets called in, that type of thing. That's what we have right now, is with moving security.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to work what we have now, so I'm thinking that an audible would really be something that should be added to it.
Simply Safe, we have an audible, we have last week, we have motion detection. We have an audible thing going on. Door sensors, window sensors, everything.
We have that with moving security, so,
I'll bet, it's, 10 times the price.
but that's what was done in, sir.
I think we need to take that extra money from, food security and, put it towards the sheriff's department so that they can, spend more money on gas or tires to do more patrols of the area, because the sheriff's department is gonna be quicker in response if they're in the area, if they have more money for gas and equipment than the security department.
One more hand.
Is Moon Security also a security for like the fire department at the city hall?
I do not know about the fire department.
But it's something that you guys have had for a long time. They're familiar with the system.
The fire department.
That's for the fire system for the school. So
No.
it's the fire alarm.
Our county fire department, our school system, I don't know, no. If Moon Security is for all of it, they're familiar with everything.
I don't believe so.
I don't think they are, I don't believe they cover it all, I could be wrong
Are
on
they
that, but
covered
we could
with
find
the
out.
city hall?
What's that?
Are they covered for the city hall?
I'm,
Or are you running without a security system in the city hall?
so they are.
City Hall is connected with the fire department. At the shop, we are.
Right, but I don't, as far as
Gigamedics.
cameras and stuff over there.
The shop is with Gigamedics,
So we're two different companies. As far as I know.
whatever the fire department is. Okay, so we do have a motion on the floor.
The motion on the floor,
whoops.
motion on the floor is to go with Gigamedics. And Myra seconded. Mike motioned to go with Gigamedics and Myra seconded. For the Washington, for the WWP wastewater treatment plant security system.
Okay, so with that motion still on the floor, all in favor of the motion going with Gigamedics?
Why?
Aye.
You going with it or
Well,
getting more estimates?
Do you want to go with Gigamedics?
that's the motion, going with Gigamedics. Or,
No, I wanna get some more,
no.
Mike's no.
no to my own motion, yeah.
No to my own second.
Okay, so Myra's a no. No.
No.
Okay, so that motion is no. Okay, so with that failing, I will, continue, but, the next council meeting, have as much information as I can.
It would simply say from a couple of the other ones that have been.
Hopefully, they will get back with me, yes. Okay, so this is, yeah, okay, so that will be on the next meeting. Okay, council, with the recent fire still in your minds, I'm sure, I feel that it is important for the implementation of an evacuation plan for our citizens. It needs to be thought carefully and concisely down to the details for all of us to be able to follow. Okay? While I was at the command center there at the fire, it was brought to everyone's attention with the emergency, the sheriff's department, the fire departments, that we needed to have an evacuation plan of action. It's always been on the front burner of the schools for evacuation plan with when McGregor was still here. If there was a chemical spill, loading up the buses, which direction would we go in, and all that stuff. So with that being still requested and still being on citizens' minds, and then with the fire, with the maps given to you all, Robert, I'd like you to take the lead in this planning for the streets, the routes. Keep in mind the elderly and the residents who are new to our area. They don't know, we'll go out Wall Road, or they don't know the names of the country roads or whatever. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you to choose who you want to work with. Okay. The first map, I guess, is the county roads. So, yeah, I'm in town. I know how to get out one way, but can I have a different way to get out of land? Okay. Now, all of you can be thinking of the different routes. Put your hat on that I'm brand new to land and I don't know which direction that I could get out of. If I go out the experiment station road, where will that lead me? Okay, if I go out by Warden, how do I get to I-90 if I've never been that way? Okay. Anyway, that would be the county, if I can get out. The other two maps that I've given you is, and I'm sorry that they're small, but it's the north side of the tracks and the south side of the tracks. With that being said, we had the fire coming up on the south side of us, and if we had a train stopped on the tracks, where would the residents that live on the south side, where would they go? How would they go? Which direction? Follow what I'm getting at. If there is nothing on the tracks and I get across the tracks, but the highway is blocked this way, 2nd Street's blocked this way, do I know how to get up Cemetery Hill? Do I know that I can get out that direction? Just use these maps to your benefit and work out however many ways, how many evacuation plans that can be, and then present it back to us at the next council meeting. So if you want to ask for, do you want to choose?
Well, we get them all to plan their own routes, perhaps, and then we come up with the best ones, you think?
Opposite way of the fire.
All bids are better than one, they say.
If there's a chemical spill, you got to think of the vapors and all of that. If we've got a fire coming up from the north side of town, how do we get those north side people vacated out, evacuated out? So if you wouldn't mind kind of presenting that at the next council meeting. Okay.
I've got a question about that.
Yes.
Yes, houses were lost in this fire. This is the second time that a fire has come to an end. But was that thought of when our water system was shut down by a person for 3 days while Malden was burning and other towns were burning? The town did shut down. Somebody shut the water system down completely for 3 days. Was that thought of then?
Is that the end of your comment, or is that a question?
It's a question.
Frankly, fire prevention is always in the back of minds, but at that time, no, it was not in the forefront.
But I was told that, yeah, all the fire trucks are full. That's all the water we had.
That
Our
part
whole
I-
town could have gone.
That part I don't know.
You're the one that said it, Paula. You're the one that sat there and told me.
Okay, Mr. Allen. Council, do you have any other suggestions as far as evacuation plans, suggestions to be
Yeah,
able
let's
to
look at
Mr. London?
Excuse me if I interject, sorry. What happened to the old, noon whistle?
You'll have to ask the fire department.
There's never been a new whistle in the.
There's never been one in it
No.
now?
No, it's not, it's a fire call.
There was a 9 o'clock whistle years ago, a curfew, but
I
there's
know
no.
that
But
there
there
used
was
to
It
be,
still
a
gets
siren
used
that they used to
occasionally
blow.
when we
there
need to
used to
use
be
it.
a news whistle every, where the fire department, like even in Clonell, they had a noon whistle where at noon every day that thing would, and then if they had a, emergency or something, then they would like shoot it. And everybody in Clonell, like with the plant over there, like everybody works days, swing, graveyard, rotate, depending on what time they were sleeping, they didn't like it. And they voted out the noon whistle and the horn with the train. Because it was a nuisance. But in a small community like this, I kind of miss it.
What's that got to do with anything?
It's a noon whistle.
Well, I know, I look at my watch and tell me what time it's lunch.
But if you're sleeping and somebody starts shooting that horn 3 or 4 times, you're gonna wake up and say, hey, there's fire.
Our fire whistle works. We
Yes.
call 911. If we haven't got nothing in there at the fire department, the siren will ring and ring and ring. That means we need more help. Otherwise, it's on pages now. We get pages.
I've never heard it.
And guys,
Excuse me, gentlemen,
Using it as a-
we're discussing the evacuation plan. I believe that we need to have at least 6 plans in place from different directions, in different areas of the town. That as a minimum. So I would think that we would be able to start with that. And if we need to implement more plans, we can do so. Okay, this is an information session that we need to start on. Thank you.
all right, moving on to the next item, new business, mayor's report. First of all, I respectfully thank KHQ for the heads up of the upcoming offer to resign my seat as mayor of the town of Lynn. At this time, I decline any offer of resignation and will continue to fulfill my duties as mayor, as I have been, until my term is up in 2026, unless I decide to run for re-election at that time. So now to continue with my mayor's report. Council, a citizen has called recently and needs to wash their roof to prepare for sealant coating. Okay? They are wondering if they could use their lawn watering for preparing their roof before before winter. So I'll leave it up to you.
I don't see an issue with that if they're gonna wash the roof instead of watering their lawn.
I've never seen an issue
Do
with
whatever
it.
they want.
No issue with that.
Keeping, in keeping with the watering schedule, at that point in time, they would be able to do that on their daily schedule.
Except it's
Whichever.
dark.
Okay, I will let the person know that that's a council, okay. I'm gonna turn the floor over to Barbara for budget information.
Working on the budget, I've given you guys a note asking for your feedback about conferences. I would just like to hear back from you by Monday about if anyone's interested about attending conferences in the next year so we can incorporate it into the budget. And to be prepared for budget meetings and future council meetings for budget purposes. It's getting time to do budget numbers. So you need to start looking at the budget paperwork that we give you at the beginning of the month and get familiar with your budget information.
Council, with the memo that was given to you, the dollar amounts are within a range of $50 to $150, depending on what conference that you go to or the workshop. But we just need to know kind of ahead of time to build that in there. So the memo is given to you, copy of the preliminary numbers, I guess. Okay. It's also given to you. Okay, well 9, the well 9 Avista is getting power to it this week, so that's progressing. Well 7 and 8, there's no change in well 7. It begins to fail running out of water at least once a week, so we need to be there to watch it while it's running. It cannot be put into automatic mode yet. It is being recommended to continue with the alternating even and odd watering schedule. Both reservoir levels need to be monitored to always maintain for fire protection. Once again, fire protection, which is important. Water levels at well 7 are not performing as in previous years for recovery, but well 8 may be able to supply enough water to meet demand during the fall and winter months, particularly on the south side. Okay. At this time, well 8 is also experiencing declining aquifer levels. So with that being kind of thrown out there, Henry and, oh, there you are. Okay, so Henry attended Britsville's city council meeting recently, and he's got some information that I would like for him to share with the council.
Yes, they're in the process of putting a new well in. They're down 800 feet with a 20-inch well, and that's the casing, and they're going down another 600 feet. So the well, the new well, will be approximately 504 feet with 150 feet of water in the pipe. They had to go down that far because the old well at 900 was going dry all the time, and now they're going double the distance. And this is the second one, double the distance. They put one in 5 years ago at 484 feet. And that's supposed to supply the town, their town, for quite a long time. The previous well failed in 2011, and they were trying to keep it going until they could get their grants at this time. And the well is priced out at $1,875,000. And $365,000 to decommission the old well. And they got grants and loans for some of that. And I think that's what Mr. Nelson should be looking for us right now to get that new well put in.
I have a question
And
about
he
well
is.
7.
Yes.
So we had, the offer for the other company to come in and give us an evaluation. So if that well 7 is not working, which we're going to have them come, and it got changed and canceled on your behalf, from what I understand. So I guess my question is now, is anybody went and evaluated well 7 to see if the pump, if there was something we could have been doing? Instead of just saying it's not working right now?
Nothing's been done whatsoever.
Excuse me, you approved Dr. Lindsay to do the study with Century West.
What I want, Paul Rivers and Alex and that, right? None of this stuff we got yourself. Are we running out of water?
I don't have
You don't know.
No.
Paula,
Do
why
you
are all
have
the
an
trees green
idea?
up there?
Excuse
Why
me.
are there cattails up there? No, these are legitimate questions, and we can ask them if we want. This is our town.
Yeah.
There's cattails up there, there's trees up there that are greener than anything else. We have a leak, there's something wrong up there.
It's called the purge.
So if we have the water that can be going off, why aren't we having everything else evaluated? Because obviously there's water there, so there's pieces of the pump laying out.
And I do not know what Dr. Lindsay, what his schedule is or whatever, so.
Carlos?
The council approved
Carlos?
Wes and Jake to come, and you said no.
That pump, that water has been at that well for years and years and years. My kids and other kids have gone up there and got pollywogs out of that, so it's not something new.
Joe told me that they're purging well 7, Myra. That's what he told me just a few weeks ago. They have to purge it every time they turn it back on. That's why it's there now. That's why it's so green.
I just have one more question. So if well 7 is still not working, and we're still having issues with it, why did we cancel to have a company come in and give us an evaluation? And I know that we canceled because I spoke to them.
It is working, it just needs to be watched while the football field, the cemetery is being watered.
Well, then why did we sell hundreds of thousands of gallons if we do not have water?
That's in the past.
We do
It's not in the past, Myra. This has been going on for umpteen million years. This is dry land country. There's never been water here. This isn't new.
69,000 gallons went out of that well this month.
Exactly. The way it from people who know this land, our main areas.
69,000.
Is nice to sell.
17,000 of it went with Paul's son.
Every entity, Department of Ecology, and Geological engineer that gave us a water report back in 2013 said, use the water with care. And we sold thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons to a company, and now we're sitting here without any water in this well. So you're saying the one company that was going to come in and actually do an evaluation for us, and you canceled it twice.
The well that is being used for the projects was well 6. Has nothing to do with well 7.
Is the potable water in well 6 number 7?
Potable is,
Careful.
non-drinkable. Potable is drinkable. Potable is drinkable. Potable is the well 7. Yes.
So they were taking it out of well 7 as well. So bite your tongue. Yes, they were. Because those trucks will fill up faster. I stood there and watched. I have video of it.
Okay.
Those trucks fill up faster with well number 7, and they will hook up to that.
There was no potable water sold this month.
Nothing written down.
Yeah, that was nothing written down.
Nothing was written down. That doesn't mean they didn't take it.
It's locked up. Well 7 is locked up out there at that location.
So you cannot take any water out of it unless you call
When
it.
did you,
Is that why-
okay, that's right. Well, when did you lock that up? When did you lock it up?
Years ago?
2 years
No.
ago.
No,
Okay.
and you started locking that up when you thought that I had left it on when we were getting water, because you said I was gonna have to call Cagney, and she was gonna have to be on overtime to come and get me water when my well run dry, when you sold all the water. You told me that. I specifically had a conversation with
The
you on the
well
phone.
7, or that portion of that well 6, that potable.
The 7, well 7, yes.
Well 7 is locked, yes, and I did tell you that you would have to get the town crew.
After they
to
were
unlock.
using it all summer long.
I do not know
yes.
exactly when it got locked up.
I know exactly when it got locked up. I have the text from you.
Okay. Cheryl?
I have a simple question. Who's Dr. Lindsay?
He is the geo engineer. Remember last couple of meetings ago? That he's under a contract with the town many years ago, and now he's coming back to assist us.
What's he a doctor of, just out of curiosity? Just
PhD, I don't know.
Geohydrologist is what he is.
Okay. Council, the map that I gave you, I apologize for it to be the drawing. Do you have one? I just passed it out.
Sorry to interrupt, but, interject, but I know that where, I work, we have, a state agency comes in once a year and calibrates all of our flow meters, fresh water coming in and water going out. And so you gotta have flow meters coming in, you gotta have flow meters going out. So it's, you gotta count where that water is going to.
Yes. Totally agree.
And they're calibrated through the state every year.
Yes. And you told me that before. Okay, council, this picture, it's a very poor colored picture, but it came from geoengineers, Dr. Lindsay, and I've done the drawing to the different aquifers that are under us, and I do apologize for the darkness. Well 6 is in the Sentinel Bluffs portion of the Grand Ron basalt. Okay. Grand Ron basalt is the bottom 3 of your legend there. Well 7 is in the, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, Ortley, O-R-T-L-E-Y, portion of the Grand Ron basalt. That's that aquifer. Well 8 is in Wapshilla Ridge portion of the Grand Ron basalt, if you'll just follow the arrows there. Well 9 is in the Frenchman Ginkgo portion of the Wanapum basalt. So that's just information that I did get from geoengineers, groundwater assessment. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, man. Can I see that?
Sure. Got it?
Just a question, how many test wells are in between each one of these basalts?
That would
in
be
the
a
elevation?
question. That would be a question that we could relay all over to.
Because they can do, testing to see how much water, like, say you got point A right here, we're at, say, so many feet, and then we're down here at point X, we're at so many feet. If we're taking too much water, they can do samples out of test wells to find out if the water from up here is even making it down to here before we even take it out of there.
Okay, so could you repeat your question that we can relay
If
to
we can,
Dr.
get like, an outside company through the state, like CSI, to put some test wells in there
Test wells?
and come in and do samples of these basalts.
I think that's what Dr. Lindsay is doing.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I'll ask.
I'm sorry, I'm just,
Okay, so this is for your information, okay? And according to information from Columbia Basin Sustainable Water Coalition meeting, this decline in the aquifer is not just inland. This issue is Columbia Basin wide, and they use the word drought. I don't know, but that's Columbia Basin Sustainable Water Coalition. So with that information kind of thrown at you there, suggestion to the council, you can take it or not. Residents are really trying to follow your watering schedules, but the daylight hours are changing, and with the drop in temperatures, maybe could you consider changing the times of watering to maybe 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or you do your own times. But we will be continuing with the same schedules for the schools, the parks, and the cemetery.
The people in town that asked about that, did they have a suggestion on times, or they just would like to see it a little later and a little earlier, basically?
Darkness has a lot to do with it, so they really didn't have any desired times. It was just that it's getting too dark.
Amend the watering times from 7 to 9 in the morning, or from 5 to 7 p.m. in the evening. Either or.
7 to 9 in the morning?
Does anybody have any other suggestions from the
I
audience?
just have a suggestion. Could you guys just dictate it down to twice a day? Once in the morning, once at night? So that there's not, because I mean, some people go to work, I go to work at midnight, don't get home until 5 in the morning. Or I go to work during the day.
That's the option right now, what it is twice a day.
Yeah, so maybe.
No, it is once a day.
Either
Oh, no, don't talk over each other.
Once a day, on your day to water, you have the option of either
in the morning or at night.
7 to 9 or 5 to 7 at night.
Okay, remember
Not
a few,
both.
excuse me. Remember a few meetings ago, you took out the word and?
Yeah,
And so it was morning or night.
I thought that's what she was asking.
So it's
I meant
whatever.
like do away with time periods, like just do, you know, if you wanted to water once a day, respectfully ask us, hey, you guys only water once a day or twice.
Once a day
morning,
for an
once
hour,
at
it
night.
doesn't have to be
Or,
7.
yeah.
For 2 hours.
Yeah, so right now there's how would this work? You know, right now there's a 2-hour window, whether you use the whole 2 hours or not, that's obviously up to
That's
you.
different than having the water for
But to me, you know, I don't speak for everybody, but yeah, if you wanna water from noon to 2, I don't care. I mean,
Mike,
you
you can't
can
do that.
dictate your 2-hour windows or whatever.
Mr. Wolf,
Yeah,
we can't do both, okay? The strength of the wells is such that we can only afford to do,
right, that's what
on
I'm
your
saying.
day to water, you either do it in the morning or in the evening.
So it's dictated
But
to
not
one time of day.
Right, I understand we're not doing both, but what I'm saying is, if they wanna water their 2 hours or 1 hour, then what's it matter if it's from 5 to 7, or if they wanna do it from 9 to 11?
Okay,
And on their normal days like we've already got set.
right, okay. The only problem with that is that the temperatures in the afternoon are escalated to 90 degrees.
Well, we're over that right now.
No, that's what it was today.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's,
I mean, today we got, what, 85 or whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just saying, we're getting into the season where it's cooling down, and I don't think that's gonna be an issue. Most people aren't gonna be watering at 95 in the middle of the day anyway, I don't think.
No, smart people wouldn't.
Well, right.
Well, there's nothing growing right now anyway.
So what,
Oh, I was curious, at last meeting, there were some folks here from the school district that were asking, will the school be able to water? And I'm under the impression they're still on the 15-minute thing per section. What is that now? Yeah, 15 per station.
I don't know for a fact, Mike,
Yes,
I can't remember, we knocked it
we
down.
dropped it down to 15 minutes per station on the football field and the playground only. The rest of that's what we did, yeah. You're correct, it was dropped down to 15 minutes per station.
Well, you're not getting anywhere with the playground at the grade school, nowhere with 15 minutes. And, you know, the kids aren't really supposed to be playing out there because it's so dry, and of course our sports were moved over to Ritzville because the football field is in such bad shape.
Yeah, I'm aware, I've been by it and.
I guess the football field is out because they changed it to somewhere else, but can we do anything better for the playground, for the kids, half hours on the stations?
I would love to.
The superintendent and myself are having a meeting on Thursday. So we'll discuss about that. Okay.
You have another question in the back there.
Yeah, I'd like to make comments about your 2-hour thing. That depends on what you have in the irrigation system or if you're watering with a hose. So it sounds good to you if you've got an irrigation system, but if you water with 2 hoses out of the spigot, 2 hours doesn't do it. So thanks for the offer.
Just a suggestion, I know you guys are, thinking about altering the time, but the days are getting shorter, and I feel like if you continue to move back the times, you're just gonna move back every meeting and have to amend it. The days are getting cooler as well, so if we can battle those two, maybe say, we'll give you 4 hours before sunset, or 4 hours after sunrise. If you water in between those, because then you avoid midday, which is the hottest time of day. Say you're allotted 2 hours to water between these 4-hour time slots. Does that sound fair? It is getting cooler, so it won't be wasting as much water.
Yeah.
Our main goal is to preserve what's there for drinking water and our fire protection thought processes. And there is the 4-hour block, yes. But then what if I want to continue to water through that 4 hours, not the 2 hour, whatever? There's no guidance there, I guess. I don't know. Laura?
I mean, I guess we just have to trust them like we trust them to take water out of the well and pay for it.
Yeah. Good luck.
When are we supposed to have somebody come and look at well 7?
I would imagine that they've already started looking. I do not know because Joe was here today.
Okay, so,
and
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but Paula, everything you just said, preserving drinking water, what if we have a fire? Those are all the things I said to you when we sold almost 1 million gallons of water a year ago. I said to you, what if we have a drought? What if we have a fire? All of these things. And I was completely ignored. You guys completely passed it off. You basically told me that that you needed that money to pay for electrical bills, for water bills for the rest of the residents that weren't paying. You gave all of these, and now you're asking everybody to do this, and yet you can't tell us, they're not getting adjustments on their bills, obviously, and everybody's supposed to be rationed. But you can't even give us a date or an idea when this has been going on for months now. And you had geological reports saying that this was gonna happen, but you totally did not even evaluate. You guys did, by a very, very renowned geological engineer, said that this was gonna happen. Predicted this, said, be careful. It was completely discredited because you wanted to make the money off the water. Now, no, I'm not done. So now we're in a position where this has been going on for months, and you would still expect everybody to keep doing their part, and yet you're not doing yours. We had somebody come in that was willing to go and do that evaluation. I mean, not like I haven't said this just 10 minutes ago. And they're not there, and we're asking you when that's going to happen, and you can't even give us a date. You can't give us any actual report on what's going on.
Because of no report has been given to me yet.
Well,
At the
don't you think
council,
this should be a priority?
the council decided, was it last meeting? Or what? Last meeting, to get, excuse me?
I said, what do you care what council says?
You ignore
Since
somebody else.
Excuse me.
you have
Never can come
5
up with your
people
own.
here.
Really? Because those 5 people voted to have a guy come in and give us an evaluation. That was on the table, that was agreed upon, and you took it upon yourself to do whatever you want. So I don't even know why they come and give their time. I gave my time up today. I missed my kids' volleyball game to come here and do all of this all over again. We stand here and say the same things over and over and over again. We have all the facts, we have all of it, and yet.
So be a mayor, step up, and
Okay.
listen this time.
I appreciate your comments, and they are being taken down.
You say that every time.
Okay.
Okay, excuse me, may I interrupt?
Yes,
Ms. Schaefer,
yes.
do you understand that the millions of gallons that were sold was over 2 years ago? They were not last
You
year.
understand 69,000 gallons went out this month.
First of all, it was a year and a half ago. It ran my well dry. And I came to you and I told you, I also showed you the report that you guys had on file that was done by Terry Tolan with the groundwater runoffs, and he gave you a report. This guy does geological engineer work all over the United States. You had all of this. It was said to use it with caution. The Department of Ecology said, y'all have lost your mind. They actually told me to go to the news then. You guys had a job to do then, and you chose not to do it. So we asked somebody to come in here and take over and at least come and give us an evaluation of what's going on. You all voted on it, and she canceled that on her own, which she cannot do.
It was not canceled.
Yes, it was.
Excuse me? No, it was.
She said she did not want them here and would not abide by what they found.
You are out of order. So are you, okay?
So are you.
It was not canceled.
Yes.
It was not canceled. It was not canceled.
Please stop yelling!
This is a fucking shit.
Yeah, you do need to step down.
Okay. It was not canceled, it was postponed.
At the last meeting, Paula, you said it was
No,
canceled.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Okay, we're done, we're done.
No, we got that.
Yes, we are done.
You wanna walk out?
No.
I'll tell you.
Paula, the gentleman told us that you called and canceled it.
No,
You said you would not.
did not cancel. It was postponed, mutually
No,
agreed.
So why, okay.
No, only one at a time. Only one at a time.
Let's humor you, it was postponed. Why was it postponed? Why was it postponed?
Motion to adjourn, I heard that. Who said that?
Who said that? Because it's canceled. We're not adjourned.
Laura, motion to adjourn.
Getting a little wild in here.
Who
I
seconded
don't- I don't think we're done yet.
Yes.
Take a breath. Everyone take a breath.
We all need to take a chill pill.
Motion is ready.
Motion is made.
No second.
I second.
Jim Jim seconded.
Oh, you
Moved
guys.
and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You can't cancel.
No.
No, you can't.
No,
they can't. That's
You
not
can't
how
cancel
rules
on
work.
two.
If I look up the-
You have to have the majority of the board here.
Yep.
No.
Laura made a motion to adjourn. Jim seconded.
Look at the.
You only had two that said yay to that. You need a majority. There's 5 council members here.
Take a vote.
So London opposed.
Laura, I'm opposed, yeah. You opposed?
No, Laura made the motion.
Laura, if we all be quiet, do you agree?
Excuse me, it's their,
Laura just said be quiet. She didn't make a vote.
Laura motioned to adjourn. Jim seconded. Myra? Myra agreed. Mike?
Nope.
But we have a quorum. Motion carries.
That's illegal.
well, you yell at me crazy. Okay, let's begin at adjourns first rate. How many people did you see in your council meetings a year ago?
No, I agree, but.
I mean, this is, everybody comes in, we say the same
This
thing
meeting
every single
is
time.
adjourned.
And what RCW gives you the right to do that?
I can go to
What
RCW
RCW?
if you want.
Yes, we would like the RCW, and please read it aloud.
42.30.
Read the entire thing aloud, please. Read the RCW aloud, please.
I will have to issue it to you. No, I do not. The meeting is adjourned. Please
Should we
leave.
give it to her or not?
No,
No, wait,
wait till the
because
next
she's already
meeting.
claimed that she got
I quoted the RCW.
heads up on it,
The meeting is adjourned.
and we have the right to read this, so.
The rules only apply.
Oh, I think we need to read it for sure.
Because we brought up all kinds of rules that are
Oh, I still think we need to read it publicly. So we feel very strongly that they closed the meeting in violation of the open public meeting.
Like I should have went a year ago when department
Yeah.
closed.
I